A zebra doesn't panic about next Tuesday. A lion doesn't lose sleep over its retirement. Every other animal on this planet lives entirely in the present moment. They fear the predator they can see, the fire they can smell, and then there is you. Lying awake at 3 a.m., terrified of things that haven't even happened yet, you are the only creature on Earth paralyzed by ghosts of tomorrow. Most people assume this is a sickness, a modern malfunction. You think your anxiety is a flaw, a crack in your psychology caused by emails, unpaid bills, and glowing screens. You go to therapy, you take pills, you meditate, you try desperately to silence the voice in your head telling you that something terrible is coming. But that's not quite right. Your brain isn't broken. It is working exactly the way it was designed to. You aren't sick. You are just paying the price for the most dangerous weapon evolution ever invented. To understand why your chest tightens when you think about next week, we have to go back roughly 2.5 million years. Your ancestors were not the strongest animals on the savannah. They weren't the fastest. They didn't have sharp teeth or thick hides. If they lived only in the present moment, like a deer or a chimpanzee, they would have gone extinct. So, well, evolution gave them something else, a mutation in the brain's architecture. The prefrontal cortex began to swell, expanding rapidly behind the forehead, and with it came a strange, unprecedented ability. In 1985, cognitive psychologist Endel Tulving finally put a name to it. He called it chronesthesia, mental time travel, the ability to detach your consciousness from the present physical reality and project it forward into a simulated future. No other living thing can do this. A dog remembers where it buried a bone, but it doesn't worry about whether the bone market will collapse next year. It just exists. But your ancestors started looking at a bright, sunny day and imagining the brutal winter that was coming. They started looking at a healthy river and simulating a drought. They imagined starvation. They imagined freezing. They imagined death. And here is why that matters to you right now. The humans who were relaxed, the ones who lived in the moment and didn't worry about tomorrow, they died. They froze. They starved. They were eaten. The ones who survived were the neurotics, the warriors, the ones who were constantly terrified of a future that hadn't happened yet. You are the descendant of the most anxious apes that ever lived. Your anxiety isn't a disease. It is a survival protocol. It is the exact mechanism that kept your species alive. But there's another layer to this. And honestly, what comes next is where the human experience becomes a tragedy. Because this superpower came with a fatal biological flaw. Your brain evolved to simulate the future, but your body never evolved to understand the difference between a simulation and reality. When an antelope sees a lion, its amygdala fires. Its heart rate spikes, its blood thickens. It dumps cortisol and adrenaline into its bloodstream to prepare for a violent physical struggle. The threat is real. The chemical response is real. The animal escapes, and the chemicals flush out of its system. It goes back to grazing. Peace. Now, look at yourself. You sit on a comfortable couch in a climate controlled room, completely safe from physical harm, and you start thinking about losing your job, or failing a test, or dying alone. Your brain projects a hallucination of the future, but your body reacts as if a lion just walked into the room. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your digestion stops, you flood your own bloodstream with toxic levels of stress hormones to fight a predator that does not exist anywhere in the physical universe. You are running from a ghost, and because the threat is entirely in your head, the lion never leaves. The chemicals never flush out. You sit there, simmering in your own survival juice day after day, year after year. Your immune system degrades. Your blood pressure rises. Your heart weakens. The very mechanism that was designed to keep you alive is now quietly, slowly tearing your body apart from the inside. And it gets worse, because there is a specific time when this evolutionary flaw turns into pure torture. 3 a.m. You know the feeling. The house is quiet, the lights are off, there are no distractions, and suddenly your mind turns into a horror movie theater. Neuroscientists call this the default mode network. It is a network of interacting brain regions that activates when you are not focused on the outside world. When you strip away the podcasts, the social media, the conversations, and the work, your brain defaults to its base programming, and its base programming is threat detection. Without a physical problem to solve, your brain starts desperately hunting for invisible ones. It sifts through your memories looking for mistakes you made 5 years ago. It scans the future, building elaborate, terrifying scenarios of how your life could fall apart. It connects dots that aren't there. It magnifies microscopic risks. It forces you to rehearse your own ruin. In the dark, you are held hostage by an ancient machine that refuses to turn off. It is trying to protect you, but it feels like it's trying to destroy you. Evolutionary biologists call this mismatch theory. Our brains were wired for an environment that no longer exists. On the ancient savannah, threats were immediate and short term: a predator, a storm, a rival tribe. You fought or you ran. The stress lasted for 10 minutes, maybe an hour. But modern society is entirely abstract: mortgages, career trajectories, economic inflation, retirement funds, global warming. These are not problems you can solve by throwing a rock or running fast. They are continuous, slow burning, unsolvable threats that stretch decades into the future. We built a world of abstract concepts using a brain wired for immediate physical survival. You are basically running next generation software on a 3 million-year-old operating system, and the hardware is overheating. Every time you feel overwhelmed by the future, you are feeling the friction between the world you live in and the biology you were born with. We are not adapted for this. We clear cut forests to build cities. We manipulate atoms to build bombs. We beam information through the air invisibly. All right, but inside, we are still just naked apes, terrified of the dark, trying to predict where the next threat is coming from. So here is what is actually happening to you. Your anxiety is not a weakness. It is the echo of your ancestors fighting to survive, but that survival required a terrible sacrifice. To conquer the planet, to build civilizations, we had to give up the present moment. We traded our peace for power. No other animal knows it's going to die. No other animal lives in a perpetual state of what if. You are a time traveler, permanently stuck in a future that doesn't exist, sacrificing the only reality you will ever actually possess. You will spend your entire life planning for tomorrow, and when tomorrow finally becomes today, you will already be worrying about the day after. You will never be fully here, and that is the disease of tomorrow, a disease with no cure because it is the very thing that makes you human.